this nice cold winter morning. As we've already talked about, we've got a little bit more snow on the way, at least the way the weather's setting up this morning. So maybe not quite as much as we saw last weekend. But I would like to call us to order and open us this morning in just a word of prayer. So if you will bow your heads with me. Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this group of individuals who come together to improve the community and our children's lives. Help us, Lord, to be wise in our decisions and to keep our thoughts and our minds on what is best for the kids of this community, our employees, our teachers, our staff, and all that touch the hands of our children. Lord, I ask all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Miss Eva, do you want to take us through the minutes, please?
Certainly. Good morning, everyone. As always, we've received a copy of our minutes in the mail. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
Motion to accept.
Second. Second, Angela.
Thank you. There's been a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the minutes being approved and presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposes, nay? The minutes stand approved.
Thank you, Miss Eva.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. James, will take us through the finances.
All righty, good people. Good morning, all. I'm not sure if Connie's gonna put one up for everybody to look at or not.
And she's got it.
Okay, cool.
Let me find out.
Okay, James, can you see the treasury report yet?
Not yet.
Hold
I, mean,
on.
I have my copy. I just didn't I didn't know if
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make it share on the screen.
it's being shot this morning.
Yeah, I did.
I think we all have them in our packet, James, so.
Okay,
Go ahead,
cool.
James, and then maybe
All right.
she'll get it up.
All right, so we'll run with the balance sheet first here. You'll see available for CIS operations the $294,118.21. At the bank there, $36,427.54, and then at the bottom for the academy operations, $149,367.62. And then at BB&T, you see $75,565.24. That was that one. Moving on to your blue sheets, the academy. You'll see your expenses here, totaling that at the bottom, $1,537,344. You'll see in December the expenses were $112, $112,324.12, and to date, the expenses have been $476,496.25. Looking at the income here, you'll see the income thus far for the month of December was $128,186.93. And to date, we have $476,409.86 of income. Cool. Do we need to vote in motion on that, or we just do it all at the end, right?
We can do them all at the end. We just need to make the motion to support all of them.
All right, cool. And so then you'll have your green sheet here, the CIS financial report for December. In December, The expenses were $29,338.80. To date, that brings us to $176,530. You'll see the unbudgeted amount there at the bottom, $18,577, which will be dispersed as needed. For the income for the month of December, we had $22,772.69. And to date, the income has been $140,452.04.
And James, I'll say too, that there's money that we have to ask for reimbursement that will show differently next month because we've not made the request yet. And so those figures will change next month when we get some of our monies back. So.
All right,
All right,
okay, so motion to approve the totals as presented.
I offer a motion to approve all totals as presented this morning.
thank you, Ms. Eva.
And a second.
Second.
All right, so it's been seconded by Desiree there. Ms. Walker, how you doing, Dennis? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and any opposition? There is none, so I guess that motion carries. Good people.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Billy from the Academy.
Let me say good morning.
Morning.
I think Miss Connie has a copy of my agenda. She would pull that up for us.
Billy, I think Miss Connie's having a little bit of trouble share. Oh,
Okay.
now it's going to come up. There we go.
Okay, looking at item number 1, just an update. We did attend the Robinson Christmas show, and that was our first field trip since the pandemic began. Let me say the kids actually had a wonderful time. We really enjoyed it. It was a great opportunity to get outside of the building, especially with everything that has been going on for the last few months. And also number 2, just an update as far as the cross-program consolidated monitoring review. That's something we mentioned back in October and also in November. The documentation was submitted on November, prior to November the 25th, and we did have an on-site review on December 2nd. They actually interviewed parents, teachers, and the administration. And I'd say Dr. Stedman came over and attended with me as far as administration was concerned. We did receive our report towards the second week in December. We did not have any findings, and we only had 2 recommendations, and recommendations are no more than suggestions. So that was great. And I'm not sure if Dr. Stedman has something he wants to add to that before we move on.
Billy, I'm sorry, I had to step away. What am I supposed
Okay.
to add? I'm sorry.
We were talking about the cross consolidated monitoring review and the report. we
Oh,
received.
it was an excellent review, and I am so proud of the Academy and Mr. Billy's leadership. They were amazed at how well we've got some good things in place, and they noted all of those good things. It was a great review. I enjoyed my time with them. I always like to showcase our good stuff anyway, so it was a good opportunity for me to sit with Billy and to see some of the good things that were going on at the Academy.
Thank you. And let me mention that was our second review in 24 months. We were kind of in the middle of the 4-year cycle, and we were reviewed back in 19, and we finished up in January of 2020. This review was 24 months later, so we have about 4 years before we have another cross-consolidated monitoring review. As far as the CIS fundraiser, I think our kids did an outstanding job here at the Academy, and it was a very quick turnaround, and I think Dr. Stedman and folks at the main office really handled getting those calendars organized in a timely manner and getting those out before Christmas break as well. And I'm sure he'll make a mention of that later on in his report as well. Our current enrollment is still 109 students. And number 5, we must review and vote on our mask policy, and that's something we have to do at every board meeting, and that's required by Senate Bill 654. So, Ms. Lori, if you would, we need a motion to review our mask policy and also continue that mask policy based
So,
on the current.
Mr. Billy, current guidelines now are not to allow cloth masks because of the virility of this strain. So the recommendation is to move to a surgical mask or a KN95. They do not have to be fit tested, so that's not an issue, but it is to some type of surgical mask.
Right.
That would be the continued recommendation from the healthcare sector.
And that's what we're doing, right, Billy? That's
Yes,
what
sir.
That's, I thought so, yeah.
Great job. So that would be my recommendation. And we need an approval on that to move forward for Mr. Billy. So do we have a
second?
thank you? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Billy, thank you for that. You've done a great job really leading in the community to make sure our kids are safe. So thank you.
I appreciate that. And also number 6, the end of the second reporting period, we have had a lot of challenges with kids testing positive, or there had to be an isolation due to exposure. So as a staff, we decided yesterday, and we sent a message to parents, we are going to delay finalizing grades for the second reporting period and sending report cards home. We're going to extend that opportunity for kids to submit incomplete or missing work through next Wednesday. And then at that point in time, we'll finalize our grades and try to get our report cards ready to be sent home. So we're trying to be as flexible as possible. We had kids that missed 2 weeks in a row. Some did have internet challenges, and some were very sick. And we did have some that had mild symptoms. So we're trying to be fair to everyone, and every situation is different as far as what's going on within the home. So we want to give those students the opportunity to get that work in and possibly improve their grades before we finalize grades for the second reporting period. Also in number 7, the Charter School Performance Framework, that's an annual piece, and that's a collection that we have to submit documentation on a monthly basis. The 2 pieces that were up for January were the board conflict of interest, and that has not changed. So we just submitted a letter stating that has not changed, and it was signed by Ms. Dove. And also our insurance certificates had to be submitted to show that we're up to date as far as our insurance is concerned. Up to this point, we are 100% compliant in everything that we submitted. And that's great. Number 8 is a demographics mirroring plan. That's something that we've been made aware of since we returned from Christmas break. And that has to do with making sure our population of students mirrors the public schools of Robeson County. And I don't think we have a problem there. So I'm in the process of putting basically 2 paragraphs together, and that's to be submitted through Epicenter, which is going to the Office of Charter Schools. It's not part of the performance framework, but this has been collected because it is state statute. And I'll make sure I get Dr. Stebbin a copy of that as well. And it's nothing that has to be board approved. It just comes from the Charter School Administration, how we're marketing the school to be able to reflect the population that's mirroring the local LEA. Number 9, benchmark assessments. That is something we're going to begin next week. We have a 2-week window. And again, attendance has been a challenge, so hopefully we can get through the check-ins and complete as many assessments as we possibly can, considering what we have going on. I do know we had a couple of calls in the first 2 days of this week, students that have tested positive that will be in isolation for a period of time. And also number 10, update.
Billy, on number 9,
Yes, sir.
just a reminder, this is so important because this allows them to look at basically where the students are at this point before major testing in the spring of the year. And they're able to just to revamp and look at where the weaknesses are, so that hopefully we can have them better prepared for testing when springtime gets here. So that's the purpose of that.
Yes, sir. And also, updates concerning COVID-19 guidelines and protocols. And we know the guidelines did change a little bit during the Christmas break, and we're trying our best to follow those guidelines. I've been in communication with some of the nurses from the public schools of Robeson County. I also spoke with some of the nurses at the children's clinic there in Lumberton about our guidelines and our protocols, because it seems like some folks are doing some things a little bit different. So we're trying to be on the same page as far as, how many days that specifically based on vaccination or unvaccinated, and whether the child has to retest or not before they can enter into school. Based on the guidelines that I've seen, it's required, requested that they take a test, especially if they're not vaccinated, but it's not required for them to return to school. So those are the guidelines that I'm trying to follow. And our protocols are basically the same. We are not necessarily doing any contact tracing because the new guideline says if everyone's wearing masks, the only person that has to be removed is the person that really tests positive now, or the student. And also there's an item that we do not have on my agenda that came up this week in a testing meeting for Ms. Lucretia, and that's our summer program plan. And that gives us the opportunity in this summer to help our academics. And we do know testing EOGs, it's been a struggle. And we always use the summer months to do some remediation, and those students that retest, if they're proficient, they will help us in proficiency, but it doesn't help in growth. Growth is only calculated based on the first administration. Proficiency is adding both together, which is the first administration and also the second. The higher of the two will be used in the accountability model. That is something we plan to do this year. The last day for students is June 3rd. Last day for staff is June the 10th. We have 5 days of remediation plan, which is the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 20th of June. And also we have 3 days of testing plan, which is the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So it's a total of about 7 days. And we need board approval to be able to move forward with this. And this is something we've done for the last maybe 5 years or so. I think Ms. Connie, she normally budgets the money to be able to take care of this as far as our staff and transportation at the beginning of the year. And I feel it's the same, and I feel like this is something we really need to do. As you know, accountability has been kind of waived for the last 2 years, but I really feel that the school year has, up until the last 3 weeks or so, has been pretty much a regular school year with some challenges. But I really feel that when it comes to accountability, those test scores will be used this year for performance grades for the schools.
So do we have a motion to approve the summer programming plan?
So moved. James.
Thank you, James. We have a second.
Second, this is Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Ms.
Mr.
Lori,
Bailey.
can we ask who is the 7345286 number or 2586?
That's me.
Okay,
That's Buddy.
Buddy. Okay. I didn't
Hey,
know if you
Buddy.
were with us or not. Thanks, Buddy.
Mr.
I'm
Miss-
here.
Mr. Billy, before we leave, and as you're looking at your requirements and your guidelines, just want a point of information. A patient that is COVID positive can continue to test positive for weeks
Right.
following an infection. So that the follow-up test really doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah, and that's some of the confusion, and some of the local doctor's offices are saying they have to get a negative. I'm saying, no, you could test positive for months, and we've been through this. And technically, once they through the 5 days and they're symptom free, they can return back to school based on the guidelines. But there's been miscommunication across the board as far as that's concerned.
So we do have access to Dr. Okoye, who's our infectious disease physician here in our community. If we need to get something, if you need something from him, I can ask him to
Right.
tell us that. So
Right.
just let me know.
Okay.
All right.
I have one question, Mr. Billy. Since the guidelines for masks have been changed from the cloth mask to the surgical or the KN95 or N95 mask, when students don't have that, are we providing masks at the academy to support those changes in the guidelines?
Yes, we provide masks. Matter of fact, I've ordered some from Amazon. We did receive some PPE money. We do have some materials here in my office when a student doesn't have a mask, and we also have some additional masks that have been donated as well too.
Great, thank you.
Miss Lori, we have Mr. Buddy McLean with us online, and he is actually, Mr. Buddy's dealing with COVID. So if we could allow him to go ahead and speak concerning the audit information for the academy so that he can go ahead and sign off.
Absolutely. Good morning, Mr. Buddy.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Good. How about you, sir?
Morning.
Just fine. Sorry, I'm not in peak form this morning, but just to let everybody know, we sent out a couple of attachments for the reports, and the first attachments for CIS was not complete, so I'm gonna send a new attachment to everybody to get the rest of the pages in. But in quick fashion, we've completed the audit reports. Everything's been submitted to the Department of Public Instructions. We don't send it to the LGC anymore. We send it to the Department of Public Instructions now. And during the audit process, we found no problems with anything. Everything was just fine. The academy was in great shape. There was no problems with the compliance with the any of the programs you had. I can't say enough about the strong financial condition that the academy is in compared to some of the rest of the world. Y'all have done a great job participating in preparing budgets, controlling your cash, and I'm very impressed with what's going on with CIS Basic. This new director you have is pretty dynamic. I'm very impressed with all the different funding he's been able to acquire, and it looks like not only was this 2021 year a great year for the academy, it looks like 2022 is just going to be probably the absolute best ever. But as far as dollars concerned, do what now?
Hey, Bud. Hey, this is Angela. Can I just ask a question? Hey. Why did it change from the LGC reporting to DPI? Just out of curiosity.
Well, that's a great question. I think the number of charter schools that have increased so much. I think the local government commission was getting a little overwhelmed. I think there was a lot of discussion between the two organizations. Charter schools do not have some of the stringent budget reporting requirements that public schools have. And the local government commission and the public school side of the register, if I'm trying to be politically correct here, are such that that's a little disconcerting to the other side. They think charter schools ought to act just like public schools, and from my perspective, if charter schools acted like public schools, they wouldn't need charter schools. So that's the reason you got charter schools, and they do such a much better job managing their funds in a lot of cases that they shouldn't have to jump through all the hoops that the public school systems do. So I think it's just the LGC and the public side decided that, well, all right, we got a charter school department area. We'll let them manage the reports.
So does our CIS non-charter school side still have to report to LGC?
No, the CIS, the smaller report that we do with combined statements, we just use that report to report to your to CIS National. I think grant people that organizations want you to produce grants, want copies of that combined statement. We do not have to send the combined statements to companies that are trying to issue grants to CIS. So, but the CIS combined statement does not have to go to the local government commission at all.
Thank
That
thank
answer your
you.
question?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I can't, again, I'm not gonna get into the dollars, and I don't want to go through this 40-page academy report, with, over the telephone with you, but, again, the CIS is in remarkable shape financially. Even if you were scrutinized by the public school system through local government commission about your budgetary process and all that, y'all would pass that with flying colors. Yeah, y'all do everything that's important and required, even on the LGC side as far as budgeting is concerned. So I'm just overly impressed with the amount of effort and oversight y'all do as a group and internally with the budget process. Nothing is spent that Connie doesn't adjust the budget on. The director is right on top of everything. You know, the principal over there does just a fantastic job with all of his paper reporting and everything. So I just can't say anything but good things. You know, I ought to take this thing because of this conversation, because it's the same one I give every year. Y'all are just doing a fantastic job. And we've also prepared and issued the tax return for the organization, the 990. So that's been submitted. I think Connie has a copy of that. And any of y'all want to review that, you're certainly welcome to. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Buddy. Any questions for Buddy? All right. With that, do we have an approval of the report as Buddy has submitted?
So move to approve.
James, do I have a second?
Second, Angela.
Angela, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you, sir. And
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Buddy.
Mr. Billy and
All right.
Mr. Danny, I think, and Connie, thank you so much for your continued excellence in watching our finances and being stewards of what we need to do, and then making sure it is documented so we can prove it. It is your work that continues to make Buddy's job easier every year.
Thank you.
Certainly does.
Could you try again?
All right. That should move us to Patrick and resource development.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Quick update on the candle sale. As Mr. Bailey mentioned, the kids at the academy really stepped up to the plate. Everyone had a part in this, but I think that the kids really outshined in that candle sale. The total was $11,247.91. It's a great addition to our process for this year. I'm not sure exactly how many candles were actually sold. Do you know, Dr. Stedman, how many candles exactly were sold?
I don't know, Patrick. I know it was a lot. When Sonia and I were packing those things out, they kept like they were growing. And I would ask her, I said, Sonia, where are you making this? Are you putting fertilizer to these things? They kept growing, but it was a good thing. It was a good thing, though. Good enough that I know that we need to do it again next year.
Agreed. Every person I asked in the community to buy this, someone at the academy had already got to them. So the kids really did a great job. So again, $11,247.91 was the total for that. We are moving forward with the Battle of the Butts this year. Last year was a success. I'll reiterate that we have made some internal changes to the process to ensure that it's a better flow. We are scheduled for March 24th. We have met with the RCC team, President Singler and Chef Lester, a couple of times on moving this forward. Due to the inflation, we have discussed an increase of the price this year to $12. I don't think that'll be a big issue. I'm not sure exactly when the tickets will go on sale. I'll defer that process to Dr. Stedman. We have decided to narrow down to 800 plates this year. It's just simply because of logistics and getting the plates out, so there's not a backlog. We have talked with Dr. Singler to ensure that all the plates that are to be delivered will be out the door no later than 10:30. I think that was part of the issue last year of getting the line backed up. Was there was a crossover between the individuals showing up for pickup and the delivery. So we're ensuring that the plates will be out the door this year by 10:30. With the cap of 800 plates, there will be a loss of revenues. However, the candle sales will offset that. So there will be no lack of resources for the development team. I'll try to have a solid report for that next year or next month, or an email to go out to the entire team between now and the next meeting.
And Patrick, one of our goals is that we're gonna target more corporate sales than individual sales if we can, so that it'll be less time consuming, and I think it'll be just more productive for us to look in that direction. So
great. A quick update as far as the summer event, the in-person fundraiser that we were looking at last year for the Civic Center. We are looking at some other options. I think it would be a great addition. I'll leave it there with that, but hopefully we're going to do a walkthrough this week at another venue that we're looking at, and I'll have an update next month for that. But we're still on target for a summer annual in-person event, pending where we're at with COVID.
okay.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick.
Thank you. And thank
All
you
right.
for participation.
Dr. Stedman, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to
Okay.
step away. Thank
Okay,
you all.
and before you leave, we just want to welcome Miss Rebecca Cummings to our team. Miss Rebecca joins us as a community partner. University of North Carolina was added at our December meeting or November meeting, and I'm excited about Miss Rebecca working with us. And I've already talked with her prior to her commitment to be on the board, and she has some good ideas, and I'm going to put her to work with us, Patrick. So I'm excited about it. Miss Rebecca, welcome to the board.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome, Miss Rebecca.
Okay, and Desiree has to leave too because they've got commitments, but I'm gonna close out, and I'll try not to take a lot of your time. My information, is pretty much self-explained, and I'm cumulative with it. So a lot of it is information, and I want you to see how it continues to grow. So in the packet that I sent out to you, as it relates to our efforts to continue to look for funding sources, if it's in yellow, that means that that's money that we've already gotten. And I tried to focus with a different color, that fuchsia color, to show you that this is money that we have received since our last time that we have talked. And I think you can see that, that it continues to continue. Whatever we're doing is working. So, I'm thankful for that. I wanted you to also look at, the other grant opportunities that we're working on, and that is after our total as of now. These grants, if we receive them, and I'm always optimistic about it, this is going to help us tremendously with some of the things that we want to do over the rest of the year, next summer, and then leading into next year as well. I've already found money that's going to help us to be able to keep our 2 re-engagement coaches for 12 more months at least. So I found that money, and so Gertie at Purnell Sweat and Francis at Red Springs High School, we're going to be able to keep them another year because that grant officially would have ended in June. But like I said, I have found the money. There's another pot of money that is coming through our state office, and I have written a plan. They're having to negotiate with DPI with this money. It's some ESSER monies coming from COVID government money, that federal monies. And I feel good about it. There's no guarantee with 100% guarantee, but like I said, I feel good about it. And if we get that money, my plan has requested $380,569.11 to the penny. That's going to allow me to do some new programming. And originally it was going to be for 18 months that we had that money. But if I get it, it's going to be actually for 30 months, which gives me more time to work to find other sources of sustainability, once the money's gone. So it's just an ongoing process of trying to find the monies to be able to keep what we, I don't want to get something started and then in 18 months have to say, well, we can't do this anymore. So I'm working hard. I'm going to need your help because as I've said before, everywhere there's money sources, I'm going to attack those money sources very kindly to see if we cannot get some. And there's doors that you can open that I can't open. So I'm going to hopefully use you as a resource to help open doors for possible funding in the near future. I've got a plan. If I get this $380,000, I've got a plan to bring somebody on board for a time that is going to have some political connections that's going to help me as well with some things. So I'll talk with you more about that when it happens. Did want to let you know that as a result of our Ellis grant, that I have been able to fully get 3 new programs started. We have student support specialists at St. Paul's High School, St. Paul's Middle School, and St. Paul's Elementary School, and they have started to work. We are in the process of getting our after-school programming started at St. Paul's Middle School, and everything is really moving in the right direction there. I'm very, very pleased with where we are with that. The monies the grants that I'm writing now will hopefully allow me to continue some summer programming in Red Springs this coming summer. And my next venture, I'm going to begin looking for monies. I need to, and I'm just going to be transparent with you, I need to get more programming started at the middle school in Pembroke, and I need to get programming started in the Fairmont area. So that is a focus of mine. Somehow I'm going to make it happen, and my goal is to try to get something started within the next year, in those directions as well. So just know that I need your support. If you see anything or hear of anything, let me know, because I'm like a bulldog. I'll go for it. So, I'm very tenacious with that. Just really excited about where we are. Final thing that I'm going to say is the information that we have to have on file, the conflict of interest statements and things. Most of you have turned those in. Miss Rebecca will get you a packet of that. You'll have to fill that out. I'll get Emily to drop a packet off to you. But if you have not turned those in, please get those in. That is a part of our accreditation process. If we were audited, we would be cited for not having that information. So if we don't have it from you, please let us know. We've sent it again, but if you don't have it, we'll send it another time if you need it from us. So just let us know. And I'm going to have Connie to give me a list of who I don't have it from. So I'm probably going to send you an email and just say I got to have it. So just please know that. And then finally, I make an effort to try to showcase the good people that are working for CIS each month. And we have with us today 2 of our student support specialists, Mr. Jermaine Williams from Lumberton Junior High School and Miss Shirley Townsend from Red Springs High School. And I've asked them to just speak to you just for a few minutes about who they are and what they're doing at their assigned schools. So Shirley, Jermaine, if you'll take it at this point. Okay, Shirley, you will start.
Yeah, I can start. Good morning, everybody. I am Shirley Townsend. I am the student support specialist at Red Springs High School. I serve 9th through 12th grade. This year so far, it has been a very unique year, but I can say that a lot of our students are very happy to be back in the schoolhouse, and even though there are the COVID restrictions, they're still excited to be a part of the programming that CIS has, that I have with the students there. All of my programming are under three main factors: social emotional support, academic advising, and then college and career readiness. So with the college and career readiness, I typically tend to work with the 11th and 12th graders with that, just helping them get ready for college, helping them with applications, the residency determination service, the RDS, FAFSA, making sure their credits are aligned. And also at our school, I don't know about other high schools in the area, but at our school, we actually still do have a lot of students who are hybrid. Some students who may be on quarantine, some students who may have COVID. So I've been doing the programming in person and online as well. Under the umbrella of social and emotional learning with my specific students. Currently right now, I have 35 students. And with those students, I implement our evidence-based program that we love at CIS called Why Try. And then also I just do more of like teaching them the mindfulness. I've really been making a huge effort to teach them about stress relievers, just because it is very stressful for a lot of the students trying to find their way, and trying to be as safe as possible. So just stress relievers, mindfulness, how to do effective communication with their teachers. I've had a lot of students who are having, just some hard times adjusting, because this is not a typical school year. And I've just been encouraging them to communicate with their teachers what they need. And our teachers have actually been enjoying that. They really like that I do that, just because it's kind of like I'm like bridging the gap between the teacher and the student. And it helps the teacher understand what the student is going through. Because a lot of times they're not just gonna up and tell the teacher if they're having a hard time. And then also social emotional learning, social emotional learning, college and career readiness, and then academic advising. So with the academic advising I do with my students, it's really more one-on-one students who may be having an issue with the class, trying to get a grade up. At our school, we still do have issues with, failing grades, students performing below proficiency. So with the academic advising, I do the one-on-one, just trying to teach them better study habits, teaching them, how to possibly get some extra credit, how to, reminding them to go to Saturday Academy, because at our school, we still do have Saturday Academy, reminding them to go to tutoring. And at our school, tutoring is Wednesday through Friday, Wednesday and Thursday from 3:30 to 4:30. And that goes into also me doing a girls circle club at my school. It's a young women's empowerment club. We have about 25 students, which I'm very proud of that. I would love to share pictures with you guys. I'm not sure if Miss Connie got my pictures to share, but a lot of the girls, they've done community service. We were actually in the Red Springs High School parade. We've actually done community service with Mr. Tim Heath and Miss Eva during the Christmas jamboree that they had for over the Christmas break, the Christmas basketball game that they had. The girls, we talk about self-love, self-confidence, how to protect yourself, how to be self-aware. And the girls have really enjoyed that so far. So I'm very proud of that. We even had shirts made and stuff. So they love that. And it's just a good, safe space that we've been able to create at Red Springs High School for the young ladies, and to just make sure that all the students that I work with in my programming are achieving their version of success. And if they don't have a version of success, we're helping them figure out what that success looks like and how they can get to their goals. So
Shirley, thank you so much. Shirley does an awesome job. Shirley, you've been with us going on 4 years now, right? You're going on your 4th year. And if you would tell them you have an undergraduate degree in.
I have an undergraduate degree from Fayetteville State University in mass communications. Yay, Mitchell. And then I have my graduate degree from UNCP in school counseling. Yay, some pictures. So y'all, I just submitted some real quick pictures for y'all to see. I love to bring in guests. And so with our group, we have a collaboration with the Sigma Gamma sorority at UNCP, and they have actually agreed to mentor our girls. So every meeting we have, whether it's in person or virtual, they always come on and talk. What you're seeing right there, pause, Ms. Connie, we had a glitch in the system at the school, and the girls were they still wanted to meet. So we had to do the Zoom on the phone. And as you can see, they're all standing around, and they just wanted to still, be a part of the organization and talk to the girls. This is us, we got to take pictures.
Thank you, Miss Shirley.
This is me also using the virtual simulation VR systems that we were given to use with the students. I like to use them for students who are thinking about new careers. So what I do is I go and I look up videos for different careers. This student wanted to be a phlebotomist. And so believe it or not, YouTube had a VR 360 version of a person in a phlebotomy setting. And this is us ladies having our meeting in the library.
Miss Shirley, I wanted to say the simulation, I was able through a grant to give every one of our sites, they have a simulation kit. It's the virtual reality, and they're able to, that allows them to go on virtual field trips, to be able virtual college tours at the high schools. They can do almost anything they want to with those. So I was able to purchase those through grants last year.
And thank you for doing that, because I really enjoy that. It really does come in hand, especially with college tours. There's actually a app that I found called Gear Up, and it allows students to go to all North Carolina colleges, like on a whole tour and stuff. And it's amazing. So thank you for making that happen for us. But I'm enjoying my time so far, and we're going to rock this thing out to the end of the year.
Thank you.
And be strong.
Thank you, Miss Shirley. Mr. Jermaine. Mr. Jermaine at this point is I call him my rooster in the hen house. He's my only male student support specialist, but does a great job. So
good morning, everyone. My name is Jermaine Williams. I'm the student support specialist here at Lumberton Junior High School. I work with grade level 6 through 8. And yes, it's been going on 4 years since I've been working here. And starting off, it was a challenge.
Tell them where you came from, Jermaine, when I asked you to take this job.
DSS.
He was working with DSS. He has a background in
psychology,
social work. Okay.
And of course, it was a challenge when I first started. It was at the least 4 or 5 fights daily. Kids getting suspended left and right. So at first it was rough, and then as the years went by, it became it was sweet, as I can say. I work with kids that have like behavior and academic struggles. I'm gonna work at small group sessions with them daily, especially with males. I have this group called Boys Council, and it's basically, teaching them to be responsible individuals, learning how to overcome certain obstacles that they deal with on a daily basis. Also working hand in hand with guidance, administration, trying to put a plan together to help these kids academically also. It's been a challenge this year too, dealing with COVID. You had kids on and off campus, had to deal with the sickness. So it's been a challenge dealing with that. As far as why try, dealing with social and emotional learning, we have a lot of kids that I work with. I don't have pictures. I will next time. next meeting I would have some pictures. Miss Shirley, she got me on that. But I love my job. I love working with these kids. I wake up, every morning, definitely, wanting to see change in these young individuals. I would rather be here than anywhere else. I love this job.
And we love having you, Jermaine. I think you see, and I wanted you to see, and I've been with CIS long enough, even before I became the executive director. I actually was responsible for the two of these being hired. I was on the interview team and I recommended both of them. Each school has its own personality, and I think you see why there's some commonalities. Each one has to approach things differently based on where they are. And they just do a phenomenal job just making a difference in the lives of the children that they work with on a daily basis. And I just, CIS, my hat's off to both of these for the awesome jobs that they do at their schools. And I just felt like you need to know, who you've got working in our schools and who you're supporting and backing up. Thank both of you for the jobs that you do. I'm not going to take any more of your time. Would any of you have any questions of me at this time?
Dr. Stedman, this is Latasha. I don't have any questions for you, but I would certainly like to say to Jermaine and Shirley, I'm Latasha Murray with Robinson Healthcare, and we offer a variety of free programming to youth, substance use education, just a variety of different programs. So please, please, please feel free to reach out to me and we can, coordinate some different activities, either virtually or in person, however you're doing it. I just love this energy and would just absolutely love to just help in any kind of way that we can.
And thank you, Latasha. With your energy and their energy, I tell you what, there's no telling what we can do. And Miss Rebecca, please let Dr. Cummings know all the good things that Shirley has shared about how UNCP is partnering with Red Springs High School and the good things that we're getting from them as well.
Definitely will, definitely will. And any other programs they want to look into, I would be more than happy to help them with over at the campus.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Cummings. Any other comments or questions before we leave? I want to thank Patrick for his leadership with resource development, and I'm just very, I can't say enough. I'm very pleased in the direction that we're going in. Patrick knows I set high goals, and Patrick, we're going to reach that goal this year. I have no doubt about it.
Mr. Stedman,
yes. Hey, Miss Eva.
I would just like to thank you all for the work that you do. Hearing the report from the certified public accountant, it's reassuring to us as board members that you all take your job seriously and you understand the importance of it. Connie, I just want to congratulate you for the work that you do. I know it's your job, but I can tell that you have enjoyed the job for several years because I've been on the board for a lot of years. And I do appreciate the work that you do to keep CIS as a leader among other CIS agencies throughout the state and the nation. So just kudos to all of you for the work that you do and the work that you will continue to do. Please know that it is appreciated.
Thank you, Miss Eva. That means a lot. Miss Eva has to come off the board this time, but she thinks she will be one of my biggest volunteers after she's off the board this time. I know she will. She's not going to let me down.
Thank you, Miss Eva.
You're welcome.
Anything else in closing? Again, thank y'all so much. Patrick will be in touch soon. And Miss Rebecca, I want you on our resource development team as well. I just forgot to tell you that.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. When Patrick and I meet, you can meet with us too. I'll let you know. And anybody else that wants to join us, we've got somebody, if you haven't been asked, tagged, you can join us anytime you want to. Okay. Okay. Everybody have a good, safe day, and try to stay warm. Okay. Bye-bye.
Have a good day, everybody.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.